What if you were given just 72 hours, no limits, and $100,000 to spend in one of the most luxurious cities on Earth? Would it feel like freedom? Or would it slowly reveal a truth that most people never see? That money can disappear faster than you ever imagined when it is driven by emotion instead of intention? In today's video, we are stepping inside Dubai, a city built on ambition, speed, and extreme luxury, where everything feels bigger, brighter, and more expensive than anywhere else in the world. And we are going to break down exactly how $100,000 was spent in just 3 days, what it actually felt like in the moment, and whether any of it truly delivered lasting value beyond temporary excitement. 10. Luxury hotel stay, where comfort turns into a statement of status. The experience begins the moment you step into one of the most expensive hotels in Dubai, where everything, from the marble floors to the skyline views, feels designed not just for comfort, but to create a feeling of importance, exclusivity, and status that instantly changes how you see yourself in that environment. But as the hours pass, something interesting begins to happen. You realize that you are not just paying for a place to sleep, you are paying for a feeling, a temporary elevation of identity that exists only as long as you are inside that space. The room is perfect, the service is flawless, yet deep down a question begins to form. When you leave, what actually stays with you? 09. Supercar rentals, experiencing power without ownership. Driving a supercar through the streets of Dubai feels like stepping into a completely different version of reality, where speed, attention, and luxury combine to create an experience that is almost addictive in the moment. Heads turn, cameras come out, and for a brief period, it feels like you are living a life that most people only see online. But then reality quietly returns. The car is not yours. The experience is rented. And the thousands of dollars spent for just a few hours start to feel less like an investment and more like a temporary illusion. It forces a deeper thought. Does experiencing luxury bring satisfaction? Or does it simply raise your expectations for something you do not actually own? 08. Fine dining experiences, luxury beyond just food. Dining in Dubai is not about hunger. It is about presentation, atmosphere, and the feeling of exclusivity that surrounds every detail, from the lighting to the plating to the service that anticipates your needs before you even speak. Each meal becomes an event, something designed to impress rather than simply satisfy. But as the bills rise into the hundreds and thousands, a deeper realization begins to settle in. The food is incredible, but the satisfaction is temporary, and the cost remains long after the experience ends. 07. Private yacht experience, owning the moment, not the asset. Sailing across the coastline of Dubai on a private yacht feels like stepping into a cinematic scene where everything looks perfect. The skyline in the background, the open water, the sense of complete freedom and exclusivity that cannot be replicated in ordinary life. But once again, the pattern repeats. The experience is powerful, unforgettable, and visually stunning, yet it exists only for a few hours, while the cost remains very real. This is where the difference between luxury and wealth becomes clear. You are not building anything, you are simply consuming moments. 06. Designer shopping when identity becomes a purchase. Walking into high-end stores in Dubai feels like entering a world where brands are not just products, but symbols of identity, status, and perception. Every item carries a story, a reputation, and a price that reflects far more than the material itself. But once the excitement fades, a deeper truth becomes impossible to ignore. You are not just buying clothes or accessories, you are buying a temporary version of how you want to be seen. And once that moment passes, the question remains, was it worth the price or just the feeling? 05. VIP nightlife, the fastest way to spend without thinking. The nightlife in Dubai is intense, energetic, and designed to make you feel like you are part of something exclusive, something elevated above the ordinary experience. VIP tables, premium services, and high-energy environments create a powerful atmosphere where spending feels effortless. But this is also where money disappears the fastest, because decisions are driven by emotion, energy, and the desire to maintain the experience. By the end of the night, the excitement fades, but the cost remains, revealing how quickly luxury can turn into loss when there is no long-term value behind it. 04. Helicopter views, a new perspective at a high cost. Seeing Dubai from above is one of the most breathtaking experiences possible, where the entire city unfolds beneath you in a way that feels almost unreal, like looking at a perfectly designed world from a distance. But even here, the pattern continues. The experience is short, intense, and unforgettable, yet the cost is high for something that lasts only minutes. It teaches an important lesson. Luxury often compresses value into moments that feel powerful but disappear quickly. 03. Desert luxury experiences venture with a price tag. Even the desert becomes a luxury experience in Dubai, where traditional adventure is combined with premium comfort, private setups, and high-end services that transform a simple experience into something exclusive. The environment feels raw and authentic, but the setup is controlled and elevated. Once again, you are not just paying for the activity, you are paying for the upgraded version of it, which raises the question of how much value comes from the experience itself versus the luxury added to it. 02. The reality check, how fast $100,000 disappears. After moving through hotels, cars, food, shopping, and experiences, a powerful realization begins to hit. $100,000, which once felt like an enormous amount of money, can disappear in just a few days when spending is driven by lifestyle rather than intention. At the beginning, it feels unlimited. By the end, it feels surprisingly small. This is the moment where perspective shifts completely, and you begin to understand that wealth is not defined by how much you spend, but by how long your money lasts and what it creates over time. 01. Was it worth it? The truth most people never eat. At the end of 72 hours, the question becomes unavoidable. Was it actually worth it? The experiences were incredible, the memories were real, and the exposure to luxury was eye-opening in a way that cannot be understood from the outside. But at the same time, none of it created anything lasting. No assets were built. No income was generated. No long-term value was created. Now you can clearly see that spending $100,000 in 72 hours is not just about luxury. It is about perspective, awareness, and understanding the difference between temporary experiences and long-term value. So the real question is simple. If you had $100,000, would you spend it on 3 days of luxury? Or would you use it to build something that changes your life for years? If you found this breakdown powerful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep breakdown.